Good morning. It is October 7th, and it is a wonderful Wednesday. Only a couple more days, and we have a whole week off. So I was encouraged by how everything went yesterday, and I know that some of you guys have been watching my videos on VEX VR, and you're getting really good at it. So that's great. For those of you who are just kind of along for the ride, that's cool too. Today, I'm going to show you how to use a lot of loops and repeats and stuff to do this, to get your robot to actually mark off all the numbers on this playground called the number grid. Ooh. And so with any luck, this is going to go all the way through and mark them all. Now, a couple things I got to say is on this robot, the marker is right there in the middle of the robot. So unfortunately, we can't get really much closer to that wall. You can only get so close to it. So that's why these lines aren't really crossing out the number like entirely, because I don't want it to run into the wall when it tries to do that. So I just kind of had to figure, if it marks it partially, then it counts. So if you're marking off, if it's like you're trying to mark off the number, 79, and you just get the line on the 9, that's fine. I'm not going to penalize you for that. All right. Almost. Come on. Oh, I didn't finish the program. Okay. All right. Well, I thought I did, but okay. But basically, that's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to say new blocks project, and I'm going to discard all this. The first thing I want you to do when you're doing a new project is to go down to the comments blocks and pull over a couple of comments. So 1, and then you can duplicate, and then 2. And I want you to put the date, and I'm going to use this format because I like this format. And then the author, or you could put by or something. And you're going to put your own name there. And you know what? We'll do one more. Okay, and then we're going to put a description. And I'm going to say description. I'll put this program will make the robot cross off all of the numbers on the number grid playground. Ooh, that was weird. Okay, I guess there's a limitation to the number that you can do, or the number of characters you can put in there. Maybe it's like a text message or something. I didn't know that. I'd never done that. This program make the robot cross off all the number on the number grid. Okay, maybe it was just because it was going off the edge there. All right, so I got the date, I got the author, and then the program will make the robot cross off all the numbers on the number grid. Okay, so let's start off by just and you're just watching right now, right? So, but I'm going to open up the playground, and at this top, this is a little drop-down menu. Usually starts with the grid map, but all you got to do is click this little drop-down menu and select number grid. And while you're working on your Chromebooks, or maybe your internet connection isn't the fastest or whatever, one thing that helps is to never close the playground. Just click the hide button if you want to work down here, and then that way that playground doesn't have to load every single time you want to run your code. All right, so I'm going to just kind of put it right there. Okay, so looking at where my robot starts, I know that I'm going to need to turn, because the marker I'm going to cross it off is when the robot's going forward and backward. So I'm going to need to turn. So I might as well get my robot in the right spot. I'm also going to show you how to make your robot go a little bit faster. So it's up at the drivetrain, and I'm going to say set drive velocity to 100% instead of 50%. You can't go higher than 100%. That's as fast as it'll go. And set turn velocity to 100%. So sometimes you might want your robot to go slower, but for this case, we want it to go fast. So I like to go fast. All right. And then I want to turn right for 90 degrees. Now I'm going to go ahead and click start. Boom. Okay, perfect. That's right where I want to be. So now I'm kind of ready to begin. And you'll notice where that pen is. It's right there in the center. So what I want to do is, if my pen was on a piece of paper and I wanted to mark it off a number, I would go to the edge, put my pen down, cross off the number, and then lift my pen up. I want to make my job a little bit easier here. So I'm just going to put the pen down first, and then I'm going to make the robot go backward a little bit and then forward a little bit. And if I want the line to be right in the center of the box, I'll go backward, say like 20 millimeters, and then go forward 80 millimeters, right? So then it would be a 40 millimeter line that is exactly, right in the center of the box. So let's just mark off one and see how that works. So I'm going to go to the looks category. That's the purple one. And I'm going to say move robot pen down. Then I'm going to go to the drivetrain again and say drive forward for 200, but then I'm going to click the little drop down and change it to reverse. And I'm going to say reverse for 20 millimeters. I'm going to duplicate this guy and then say go forward for 40 millimeters. And I know I need to pick up the pen. So I'm going to say, again, see how it says robot pen down? You have to click the little drop down and change it to up. All right. Then I know I'm needing to go to the next box. Now, each of those boxes is 200 millimeters by 200 millimeters. So if I want to get right to the center of the next box, right, then I need to go, I don't go 200 millimeters because I'm no longer in the center of the box. Here, watch. Let me show you. So we'll refresh this. And I'm going to change my angle so I can see what's happening. I'm going to push play, and then it goes backward, forward. Now it's no longer in the center of the box. See how it's hanging off the edge there? So I know I'm no longer on the center of the box. How far off center am I? Well, if I went back forward, or went back 20 and forward 40, then I'm forward 40, or 20. Let me say that again. If I started out in the middle, and I went back 20, and then I went forward 40, then I'm forward 20. So I only need to go another 180 millimeters to be in the center of the next box. So I'll go to the drivetrain, and I'll say forward for 180 millimeters. Refresh this and go. All right, let's see. And it did it. It crossed it off. And now look, I'm right in the center of that box. And I know the robot might not look like it's in the center, but I think that's because you got these little sensors and stuff hanging off in the front. But look at where that pen is. That pen, it still actually doesn't look like it's quite in the center. It could just be the view, the angle. But yeah, that pen should be right there in the center of the box that way. And of course, it's in the center of the box this way. All right, so based on what we did yesterday when we did a box where we said, hey, it was just to go forward and turn right, go forward and turn right, go forward. We just repeated that thing a bunch of times. I just want to do the exact same thing that I did a second ago, which is put the pen down, drive backward, drive forward, put the pen up. So I'm going to repeat that. So how about I grab this repeat right here, and I want to repeat it from here because I don't need it to turn right again. And let's leave it at 10, and see what happens. Hey, there we go. Now what's going to happen here? Uh-oh. Look, he ran into the wall and kept going. That's because notice that after the 10, I don't need to drive forward. After the 10, I don't need to drive forward at all. So, in fact, I probably want to change this to 9 times. And then I'll do some stuff here at the end where I'll do all this. I know that was fast. I'm sorry. But I'm going to go 9 times, and then this will be the 10th time, and then I don't want to do that. I don't want to drive forward for 180. So 9 times and then 10. This will be the 10th time, and it'll just cross it off, and it'll stop there. All right, let's see what happens here. Well, programming is a lot of trial and error. So there we go. Hey, cool. All right. Now I know I need to turn left and go forward and then turn left. So let's do that. I'll go to the drivetrain. Notice how it says turn right for 90. I'm going to have to change that to turn left. And then each of these boxes is 200 millimeters. So I only need to go forward for 200 millimeters. And then I will turn left for 90 again. And let's see what happens. Again, I know, trial and error. This is a lot of, got to wait for it to get all the way there, huh? That's okay. Hey, and then my green things show up. And then look, there I am. And guess what? I'm ready to go to do exactly what I did for that 9 times and that 10th time. So guess what? All of this stuff, okay, this is where I turned to go up to the next row. I'm going to take that down a little bit. I'm going to take this whole thing right here. I could duplicate that, but why? I know I want to repeat it, right? Well, here's the trick, right? I'm going to show you a neat little trick. It's called the My Block, okay? And so it's down here. It's called My Blocks. And I'm just going to click Make a Block, okay? And then I'm going to type in, we'll call it, say, cross off row. That's it. And then I'll click OK. Don't worry about this stuff down here yet. I'll just click OK. Look at this. I got a new hat block. Okay. The hat block is the ones where it's round on top. Nothing goes on top. Okay. Watch this. I can put this stuff right here on that hat block. And anytime I want to use this code right here that crosses off the row, all I have to do is use this new little tab that I got. And when it comes to that one, so when the green little highlights go to this one where it says cross off row, it jumps over here and runs whatever is underneath there. So let's watch that happen. Okay, it's going. Oh, look, it's already jumped over there. Oh, oops. Let me refresh. Let's watch it again. Look, it's green, flashing green. Oh, look, it jumped over there and it's running and it's doing these 9 times right here. And then the 10th time it jumped out there and then it goes up. Well, now I'm ready to do it again, right? So guess what? If I want all this stuff, I don't have to copy it. All I got to do is click and drag the cross off row and put it right there. And it'll jump over and it'll do that again. So I didn't have to copy the code. I just created a My Block. And anytime I want it to cross off a number 9 times and then go forward, and then the last time just cross off the number, that's what my code over here will do. Now I need to turn right for 90 right? So I need to do this right here, but instead I need to turn left, or excuse me, I need to turn right and turn right, and then cross off the row. So this whole thing right here, if I start off and then I turn left, and then I cross off a row, and then I turn right, and then I cross off the row, and then I turn left, and then I cross off the row, and then I turn right, and then I cross off the row, and then I turn left, and then I cross off the row, and then I turn right, and then I cross off the row. Whoa, this sounds like a repeat, doesn't it? So I can put this whole thing in a repeat. So after it's done with this last one right here, after it's done with this one, I think I'm going to need to turn left. And if I do, then this whole thing right here will go into a repeat. I know this is a lot faster than yesterday, and don't worry. Okay, let's watch it. Let's see if I'm right. If I am correct, when this is done, when we're down here, we've finished this last row we're crossing off. We should have 3 rows crossed off, 1, 2, and 3. We'll need our robot to turn left to get to the next row. Yep, we need to turn left. So now I'm going to take a repeat. I'm going to pull it right here, and I'm going to repeat right there. So when it's done, I want it to go back around and repeat up here. So this whole repeat block right here is going to cross off 2 rows. So I got my first row, and then 1, 2 rows off. So how many more rows do I need to do? So I'm not counting this one, so it'd be 1, 2, so this would be repeating once to do all that. And then this would be twice. This would be 3 times. This would be 4 times. And that last one is going to be a strange one. So let's say 4 times. And then I'll start. And that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. I know this can get really confusing, and you don't get good at just making all these repeats and creating stuff super fast. It takes time to get used to it. Okay, so you're going to need to practice with, just kind of putting in the repeat and seeing what happens. And if you mess up, that's okay. Use that step tool and step through your code to see if you can figure out what's going on. But basically, if your code looks different than mine, that's totally fine. Okay, so you want to write the code that's going to make your robot cross off every single one of these numbers, 1 to 100. And that's what we're doing. And I'm here to help you. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to stop the recording, and you guys can get to working on that. And again, like I said, I'm here to help. So don't go anywhere. While you guys are working, you can turn your cameras off, and I'll be available in chat. This video, I don't know how soon it'll be available, but also you have all of my YouTube videos, which I go over a lot of information on how to do all this stuff. So it's youtube.com/Mark Johnston. Okay. You know what? Before I finish the recording, let me do one more thing. So right here, I just need to turn left and then go forward and then turn left and then cross off the rows again. So how about I go forward and turn left and then I cross off the rows again. So I want to actually copy just this part. I'll set it over here. So if I put it right there, that should be good. That should cross off everything. Because I ended at that 90, so then I would go turn left, go forward, turn left, and then cross off that final row, and it'll end right there.